How you doing? I'm sitting here in my backyard enjoying the beautiful weather, the trees, and thinking about how amazing this stuff is. You look at these magnificent trees, the fruits, grass. Okay, my grass isn't so green. Okay, I'm living in 100-degree weather. But you're just amazed at God's work. And then it dawned upon me. Do people really call this God's work? What does God mean to people? What does it mean to you? We talk about belief. Every Jew has what we call emunah pshuta. The simple Jew has belief in Hashem. He believes in God. He understands God runs the universe. Perhaps there's lots of things he doesn't understand about God. About maybe the Torah. About, I don't know, why good things happen to bad people, bad things happen to good people. But he has a general idea that God runs the world. He has a basic belief. And I ask you this question. Is that true? Is that true we have a basic belief? Belief really comes with knowledge. You have to have an understanding of how something works in order for you to have belief. So is it really possible that a Jew who's not taught what the essence of God is, who doesn't really understand what it means to believe in God, who doesn't understand what Torah is, that they really believe? Think about this. Imagine you grew up in a home that lights Shabbos candles. Or you saw your grandparents, they lit Shabbos candles. And they kept kosher. So, maybe your parents kept kosher. And if they did they believe in God? Or did they just follow in the footsteps of their parents? Maybe they didn't even know what it meant to believe. What's belief? I believe that I do what my parents do, but do I really understand what it's about? So that's the question. The question I'm going to ask you right now, it's a question that's developed in this week's Parsha, Parshas V'eschanan, that asks the question is, what is belief? Belief is not something you just feel. Belief is actually something that you know. The Torah tells us a verse that we actually use in our liturgy, in our prayers 3 times a day. V'yadata hayom v'hashevota el vavecha. You're going to know this day, and you're going to return it to your heart. Which means, in order for my heart to feel something, I have to have knowledge of something as well. So for me to feel that God is watching over me, I have to know that God is watching over me. It's one thing to feel good and warm and fluffy in my heart and feel great about it. But it's another thing to know that. And I think that's what many of us are actually lacking today, is that we may have a feeling about certain things, but we don't have a knowledge. So you may say, so what? If I feel it, that's great. The answer is, we don't always feel things. And sometimes we feel that God is not with us. But if you know God is with you, then even when you don't feel it, you would still be someone who believes in God. But without that knowledge, the feeling can only last a short period of time. So now I present to you the question. The question you have to ask yourself, and that is, when it comes to belief, do I know and believe, or do I just feel and believe? God demands us to know. And you owe it to yourself to know that you believe in God. You need to prove that to yourself. You need to understand that for yourself. Because when you have clarity with that, that's when your belief really takes shape. That's when you begin to believe. Until that time, it's a feeling. When feelings go, feelings come. When you know, that knowledge is more than just power. It's a thing that defines everything. When you have knowledge in your head and you bring it to your heart, that is exactly when you understand what it means to have a relationship with God. I wish you a great day and an amazing Shabbos. Take care.